Hello, friends, and welcome to Narrative Notions, where we unleash our unbridled, maybe unpopular opinions about all things books, TV shows, media, movies. All opinions are our own, and we apologize for nothing. Hashtag Dead Dove Do Not Eat. We are your hosts, Bianca, and this is my lovely friend.
Bethany, hi.
And today we are going to be talking about book covers that we love and or hate. I don't actually have any on my hate list. I mostly have ones that I love, but I already know that I can find some very easily. Before we get started, let's talk about our currently reading and watching list. Bethany, what are you currently reading? What are you currently watching?
It hasn't changed much this week, because I'm still grading essays and stuff because the last week was a different assignment. So this week is like it's their midterms that I'm powering through, I will just say. So still Word of Honor, still The Untamed. They're Chinese dramas, so they're long. So it's taken some time. Um, Still Dead Friend Forever. Although by the time this episode comes out, it will be over. But yeah. Um, Reading, I'm still trudging along in Red, White, and Royal Blue. It has picked up a little bit for me. Um, I really only like, the banter when Alex and Henry are in the same scene interacting with each other. Everyone else, I do not give a damn about.
Very
Sorry.
fair.
I don't care about anybody
Very
else.
fair. I
So,
read the
yeah.
book for them too. So, I mean, I'm not going to judge you on that because I completely get it. For my list, so last week, I only had 6 books on my currently reading list. Only one of those I was actually reading. I did remove a book from here, which was Death Warrant.
Mm.
And that is what we were reading in our little book club. And I got about 32% in, and I'm never gonna pick that book up again. I just don't care. I got rid of it off of my currently reading list.
I don't even
So,
remember what it was about.
reality TV, people are getting murdered so that their
Mm.
family gets rich. So I have 4 books that I haven't picked up in a while on my currently reading list, so we're not even going to worry about those. But I've started 2 more books this week. So with Air of Fire, I'm about a third of the way in. I restarted Ignite Me in the Shatter Me series, which is the third actual book because I just I love Aaron Warner. And then I started this book called What Did You Do by Janine O'Reilly, and it is the sequel to How Does It Feel? And they are dark romance, fantasy, fae books with an extremely unreliable narrator. And I have been thinking about them so much lately because I'm just like, you know, how people talk about like different POVs and, you know, like first person, third person, omniscient, unreliable narrators. I haven't read a whole lot of books that have like a very unreliable narrator. And in this, it's just like it's wow, because the main character purposely does not tell you things and you don't realize things until later, and it's just like, oh my God, and it's amazing. I
That's
It's so
what an
good.
unreliable narrator is, but okay.
Yes, I know, but I haven't read very many, so it's fun to experience this.
If you want a good unreliable narrator, Percy Jackson is actually a really good one. Because Percy Jackson, it's so funny because he does not see himself as like this powerful, like he's like, oh, I just happen to be like the son of Poseidon. And he's just okay, la di da. But in other people's perspectives, when you get to Heroes of Olympus, He is terrifying. He scares everybody, and it's hilarious because he just sees himself as I'm just this little middle school, high schooler, and I'm just trying to live my life. Whereas he's over here. I don't want to say any quotes from any of the other books that I know of, but it's so funny. He jumps into Tartarus, okay? And he just has there's a moment, I think it's in either Mark of Athena or House of Hades, that just it's terrifying. I love Percy Jackson. It's amazing. He's my favorite narrator ever.
I have only read the first book. I do want to continue the series, but like with this, she purposely omits information and you don't realize it until later because initially it's just like, oh, I'm an innocent scientist. I'm looking for these moths. Oh, I'm just stumbling through the woods. Oh, I end up through this fairy portal in a dress and oh my God, I don't know what's going on. And then the Fae Prince like accuses her of being an assassin and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, blah 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 blah. And he locks her up in a dungeon and there's like this weird tree stump monster thing that tries to eat her and she's using science to try and get out of this dungeon and it's like a whole thing and then bam the end hits and it's like oh my god she actually is an assassin and when I tell you it threw me for a loop because the whole time she's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm so innocent, blah, blah, blah. Not like in that many words, like, oh, I'm so innocent. But like, it's like she literally has no idea what the hell is going on. And then the end hits and it's like, oh my God, you literally were keeping this from us the whole time. The whole time. The whole time. I it was great. I'm sorry. I have not experienced this before, and it was like honestly amazing for me. I was so excited. I was like, wow, unreliable narrator. This is so cool. So yes, oh my gosh. Um, wow, we went off on a tangent. Currently watching, I'm on the last episode of Love is Blind season 6. I hate Chelsea. I hate her so fucking much. It's like literally, Bethany, I like if you watch this, I know it may not be like your thing, but like if you watch it, this woman is like I have never seen someone more manipulative and that gaslights more. Like she plays the victim card. She's like, I'm innocent. I did nothing wrong. And then she does things wrong. And then she immediately switches it around. Like, you did something wrong. You did something wrong. You made me feel bad. And it's
Is
like,
that the girl who said that people say she looks like Megan Fox?
yes,
Mm,
it's crazy. I have never seen someone so manipulative, dude. And then she contradicts herself.
mm.
She'll be saying things and then she'll say something later and she gets caught in lies and it's fucking ridiculous, dude. I love it. What else am I watching? I think that's it for right now. But yeah, shit's crazy. Let's get into some book covers. And we're not sharing screens because that's just going to look wonky. So we're just going to tell each other what covers to find and we're going to look them up and I will edit the pictures onto the screens for you guys to see. For those of you guys on Spotify, you're just going to have to do your best to look up these book covers. And we'll give descriptions.
I
What
didn't
you
put any authors with mine, so I don't remember some of them. Okay. All right. My first one, and you may or may not agree with this, but Deal with the Elf King is one of my favorite covers ever. It's so pretty, dude. It has always like that I don't always get books just because of the covers. Like, yes, we we judge books by their covers because that's what covers are for. But I don't think I've ever like just picked up a book and bought it because of the cover, except for twice, and Deal with the Elf King was one of them. That was the first one I've ever done that with.
I judge books by their covers literally constantly. I almost put it on this list, but I didn't know if it looked a little bit inappropriate, which, everything I talk about is inappropriate. Um, so, I could add a couple others on here that feature choking. But yes, I completely agree. I think that all of her covers are so beautiful. And for those of you that
Mhm.
are not aware, A Deal with the Elf King is by Elise Kova. She is a
Yeah.
goddess, and she has a whole series with different magical creatures.
She has
And
other books too, but
yes.
the Married to Magic series is like one
Mhm.
of my favorite ones just because the books are standalones, but they're all within the same world of each other.
Mhm.
But the covers alone are very pretty, but Deal with the Elf King is my favorite.
Her covers for the Air Awakens series are really pretty too. I have not
Yeah.
read them, but the covers are very pretty. Whoever her artist is, they just be slanging some
Yeah.
schmeat
I
on
think
these covers.
I think she goes around to like different artists. I don't know if they're like freelance artists or whatever, but I know she commissions a lot of them.
Well, they all be slanging some schmeat, whether or not they got schmeat or not. They're slanging it and they're making it look great.
They're slanging it.
They're slanging it. Now, I have talked about A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden about a million times, and I will continue to do so because I love it. I love it so much. I love Kane Ravenwood. I love everything about the series, but I also arc read for the first book and it blew up and now it's published under Berkeley. Like I read the indie book and now it's traditionally published. Like that's crazy to me. I was part of that journey. I was part of that journey. Oh my God. But I love both of them. The original is very similar to the re-released and republished um cover. I think they're very simple. I like the font. And the cover for A Promise of Peridot, the second book in the series, is also very pretty. I think they all kind of go together. She just released the cover for the third and final book in the series, A Reign of Rose. And excited for that. I think they're great. I love flowers on covers. I think they're pretty. I love flowers, period. So, it's simple. It's not overdone, but it's also not like so simple that you're like, did a 3-year-old just slap this on? Which just made me think of a cover that I hate that I'm going to talk about later.
Um, my I mean, I also like flowers. I don't really have any with flowers on mine for like my list, but I do have one with fire, which is really cool. So,
Fire.
Heart of Flames, which is the second book in the Crown of Feathers trilogy by Nikki Pau Preto or whatever. I
Uh-huh.
don't know how to say it. Um, I saw that book in Barnes and Noble. I think it was the day that we went to Barnes and Nobles together and I saw it. It was just standing there and I was like, "Oh,
It was just
there's
standing there.
yeah, it was standing there on the shelf." And I saw it and it was just this girl, like badass looking girl in a dress
Ugh,
and there's like a phoenix
ugh,
behind her and she's
ugh.
just ready to fight somebody. And I was like, that is the best cover I have seen in a while. And I was like, I love it.
I like
It's
the
amazing.
dress. It's a very pretty green.
Yes.
It's very eye-catching. I really like it.
Yeah.
That is a well done one. And you can
Mhm.
tell it's not like just like thrown together crap. And of course, while
Yeah.
I'm looking up Heart of Flames, I then come across this book, Heart of Flames by Sarah Piper. And it's the sixth book in the Vampire Royals of New York.
Okay.
I can't tell if her top is like reaching her bosom or what. And also, why does he have like a death grip? on her hip. Why are you built like that? Like, I understand being muscular, but this man, like, you know, the V dip that dudes have when they're really muscular, his, like, it goes all the way around to his back, and I don't understand what's happening right now. It's weird. Yeah. Hard Flames by
Okay.
Sarah Piper. I've
Yeah.
never heard of this book before, but that just popped up, and I'm not a big fan of that.
Okay. Yeah, the um like the other two books, like the covers for them aren't bad either, but I do think that Heart of Flames was definitely the best one of the trilogy. So, it's very eye-catching and I was like, "Oh, I love it." And then I realized that it was the second book of a series, so I was like, "All right, well, I'll read the first one to see if I like it." And then I bought it and I was like, "Yeah, I like this." And then I got the rest of the books. So, if they're not riding dragons, they can ride phoenixes. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take giant birds. You know,
Why not?
that's cool. Yeah. And the storyline's actually really cool. The whole thing's really complex too. So it's actually probably one of my favorite, yeah, one of my favorites for like YA fantasy. Maybe even dystopian, considering what it's actually about, because it's post-apocalyptic for them in the book. I don't know. It's more fantasy, but yeah.
All right, then. My
It's got
next
a
one
bunch of
is
giant firebirds. It's fine.
Firebirds are good. My next one is, and I have talked about this in the past as well, but I love this cover, and I do own the physical book, which I can just go grab that and show you guys. Wow, how amazing.
I mean, I have physical copies for all of my books too, but I don't have the means of reaching them at the moment because I've
This
still
is one
got
of the only
boxes and
ones I
everything in my
have.
way.
It's one of the only ones
True.
I have. This is going to be backwards, and it doesn't look as good as it will. I will edit in the picture, but for, looking at it and gesturing to its sake, I like how simple it is. It has the little hands, and I like the little rings, and it's symmetrical, and I like the little flowers, and I think that it's very cute. But I think that I also like it more just because I love this book so much. Go read this damn book. And then it came with a little friggin' God, you can't even see it. Goodness me. There we go. You gotta lean it, Bianca. And it's got like this little light, and that's their souls. And they're soulmates with their souls.
So,
But it's I think that it's a very pretty cover. And the second book in the series, Fated Tides, is very similar. And instead, in the middle, in the background of the middle, you see a pirate ship, and I like pirates, and I'll stick that here somewhere. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. It's one of the only books that I own on my series or on my list of um book covers that I love. So doing my best. If I can show them, I will.
I mean, that's fair. Um, I I'm not in a position to be able to reach any of mine. Otherwise, I would have, but I've got boxes and everything in the way. So not fighting with that. You can look up the
And an
pictures. It's
open dresser drawer
yeah.
behind you. Why is
Yeah.
it just open?
Because I was looking around for something in it earlier and I just forgot to close it. It's fine.
He just
Um,
leaves it open. What a heathen.
moving on. I It depends on covers for me. It depends on the book, really, of like that decides on what I like for the cover. So like if it's a simple book, I like simplistic covers. But if it's something kind of like Heart of Flames, I like the covers to be not like busy, but to have a little bit more. But in terms of simple covers, I really like Caraval. I do because it's got the star in the back, and then it has like the title with like twisty, curvy letters all around within like the points of the star. And it's really nice. I don't like the other two books just in general, but I don't like their covers either. For some reason, they don't match the overall like vibe of Caraval, but I do like the first book. I really I really like the cover for it.
That makes sense. I've seen all the covers and it really feels like Caraval just like is its own entity. And
Yeah.
then Legendary and Finale just like completely deviate from that and they don't feel like they're together in a series. They feel disjointed.
Yeah, reading them feels the same way. Like Caraval by itself is a great book and it doesn't need anything after. Whereas like Finale and Legendary, they need each other to survive in a way. So their covers don't really match. But like Caraval in and of itself is a very decent and like magical book and cover on its own. Whereas the other two are just like, we're here. We're
Meh.
the little siblings that exist as well. And I'm like, I don't like you. So, you know.
Not the redheaded stepchild. Oh my God.
Uh,
I I
they're
don't
just
know
boring. I
if
don't like them.
that's fair. I don't know if I have showed you the cover for this book before, but again, I've talked about it before because that's just what I do. A Place for Vanishing by Anne Frystat. I don't know if I've actually showed you the cover to it. And today, while I was like looking at it, I actually looked at it
Ooh.
really closely for the first time. And I was like, oh, there's things that I didn't notice in here. And I just thought it was so cool. Like it's got the little hidden bugs and things. And like I
Yeah,
didn't
I like that.
realize
That's
that
really
when I
cool.
first like got it as an arc. And now I'm just like, oh, you're beautiful. But like I was initially like brought in by like the colors. I thought the colors were really pretty. I didn't even see the bugs. So like when all of the bug guts gore happened inside of this book, I was like taken aback. But I'm glad because, you know, I didn't want to know everything to be expected. Now, by that same author, I haven't read this book yet, but I fully intend to. It's called What We Harvest, and that cover is really cool too. Whoever her artist is like super on it or super awesome. I just the plants look so cool. It's like these
Ooh.
blue plants. There's like this funky looking like zombie flower like growing up out of the ground and it's got like blood trickling down and I love it, man.
Yeah.
They're so cool. And those are the only two books that she's written, but like fully intend to like whatever this woman comes out with, I'm gonna be reading them. I'm gonna be looking at the covers. I need to read What We Harvest, and I know I'm probably gonna love it because wow, A Place for Vanishing was absolutely fabulous. I was blown away. Yeah, the covers are
Yeah.
so freaking pretty
The
and
first one,
gross.
the colors of the first one remind me of a book that came out recently. I think it's The Tempest of Tea. I don't remember who it's by, but it's got like this blue pink-ish gradient, and I think it's about vampires. But I like the overall like vibe of it because it's like a person, I think it's a woman, with like tea and like the teacup is like full of blood, I think. And
Yes.
the colors of it just look really nice and I'm actually really interested in it. I saw it in Walmart the other day, so I might just treat myself.
I think this is a really cool cover. My only thing is if you look it up, A Tempest of Tea, it's by Hafsa Faisal. In the illustration, her eyes are very weirdly far apart. Like there's like the little smoke tendril that's like covering up her pupil, but like how it's drawn, her eyes are like to the edge of her face. Why are they why are they so far apart? She's got a pretty nose and she's got pretty lips, but her eyes are really far apart. I don't I'm sorry. Her eyes are far apart. But beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. Just I don't know what's going on with that. Um, is
It's a
that your
nice
next
cover
one or do
though.
you have more?
I That wasn't really my next one. That was just one that like it just happened to remind me of.
Yes.
Um my next one, and about to get really specific with this. So I love the Sunbear Trials like original cover, but the Barnes and Noble exclusive edition where the colors are like swapped and the cover is white. And I think it's gold too, and it looks very nice. Like the two covers by side, the cover, it's like the colors or the main colors are switched. So like the first one is blue, dark blue-ish, and then the Barnes and Noble exclusive edition is like white and gold, and it's very pretty, and I love
Ah,
it.
I see.
I love
That
what
is
they did with that.
very, very magical, angelic,
Yeah.
fantasy.
See, I am the type of person you will not catch me buying two copies of the same book just for a different cover, except for Sunbear Trials. I saw it and I had to have it because it was so pretty, and I was like, I need this. I need to be kind to myself. So now I have two copies of the Sun Bear Trials just because the cover is
See,
pretty.
yes,
But I'm not gonna have like 40 bajillion copies of it like some people. Like I get it, covers are nice and you like to collect them, but that's a lot of books and a lot of money that I don't have. I can
for
spend
the
that money
same
on
book.
other books. Yeah,
Yes.
on books I
Um,
haven't read.
the only books that I have multiple covers are is one Pride and Prejudice, and I only have two of those. I have one collector's edition, and
Mm,
the other one, it's because it's in that really nice, like leather bound, gold paged one, but it has other stories in it as well. And
yeah.
then the only other one is, and this is Bethany's fault, she got me a collector's edition of Red Queen, and it has red pages, and I love it so much. I've always wanted a book with red pages, and she got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago, and I am
Yeah.
in love with it, and it's so beautiful. So
I'm trying to
beautiful.
think. I I technically have two copies of Lord of the Rings, but I have like the individual books and then I have the big omnibus of all of the books. So
Mm,
technically I have two copies of Lord of the Rings, but eh, one of them
you
is a
know,
collector's edition. I'll take it. Yeah. Yeah.
um, my
I
next
could,
one,
I could scare people off with my giant copy of Lord of the Rings. I've done that before and they're like, that's a big book. And I'm like, yeah, I've read all of them already.
I'm sure it's like this thick, just a
Not
um,
quite that thick, but it does have 1,000 pages.
that's it.
Yeah. Oh, it has 1,200, I think. I think.
There's three books, right?
Yes. The
I
books
thought
themselves are
each
not very big.
Oh, I thought each book was like 700, 800 pages.
No, they're only, I guess it depends on on what copy you have, but they're only about 300, maybe 400.
Here
I
I
have
am
this,
thinking that these are like the longest books ever because of
no,
Tolkien. Oh my God.
no, I have like the smaller versions of the books, so my books are a little bit thicker. But if were to get like a regular like 6 by 9 book, they're not that long. They
Oh,
only
well,
feel long because of the ye old English that's
ye old
used. So
English and many descriptions of trees.
yeah,
That's what I've heard anyway.
yeah.
Um, my my next one, I'm almost certain you have it on your list as well, and it is The Lunar Chronicles.
I actually did not have those. I thought about it, but I didn't.
Oh my God, look at me. So the Lunar Chronicles, specifically, I'm talking about the original covers.
Hmm.
Now, I do love the remakes. You know, they're pretty cool. I saw them because I bought one for Grace. Hi again, Grace. And I gave that to her last week, so hopefully she really loves it. But
Mm.
like the original ones, I think it's so cute. I think it goes along
Yeah.
with everything in the story. And then like
Cinders
talking
will
about,
always be my favorite
yeah, it's so
because like the
pretty.
foot and then like the robot foot inside like the shell of the skin, the way they did that was really cool. I really like
Hmm.
that. It's
It's very
nice.
cool looking, very nice. But like with the remake covers, man, that's some cyberpunk
Yeah.
mastery. It's like so cool looking. And you said that there is talks of an animated series, and I am
Mhm.
very excited for that because
I
of
know.
that art style. Like maybe they'll kind of follow that a little bit, but I'm
Yeah,
excited, period.
me
We're
too.
gonna end up talking about the Lunar Chronicles during like every episode of this freaking podcast. I tell you
It
what.
It's a great series, so it's justified. It's fine. What I do really like about it is that it somehow ties red into all of the covers. So instead of
Hmm.
having like the glass slipper, it's a red shoe for Cinder instead, which I think is really cool. They do have a version of the cover that does, I don't remember what language it is, but they do have a version of the cover where it is like a glass, like see-through blue slipper, which is really cool, but I prefer the red ones just because it's different. So,
Understandable. We got the shoe. We got I think it's a red ribbon going through Cress's hair.
yeah,
Let's see.
it's Scarlet's hair and the riding hood that's from the original story. And
Mm-hmm.
then Winter is the apple.
Yes. They're just so pretty. They're
They're very
so
pretty.
pretty and they're so cool. Oh my goodness. And then on Stars Above, it's the red little pillow underneath
Yeah.
the pointy tiara. How cute.
Yeah. It's just very nice. I like it. It's a good series. I
Do
also like it, this isn't on my list, but it's a good mention. I do like the Renegades covers too.
mm-hmm.
Like those are really cool.
I need to read Renegades. I don't know exactly what it's about other than something with the future. And you know what? That's all I really need to know. So,
Yeah. I haven't gotten around to them yet either, but I will probably get to that soon. I'm probably gonna read it while I'm reading Priory of the Orange Tree just so I can break it up.
you ping pong back and forth to kind of
Yeah.
keep yourself sane because Priory of the Orange Tree is going to be an undertaking. I'm
Yeah.
so very sorry for your wrist.
Abs-
Do you have the physical book?
Yeah. It's back here behind my little crochet plant right there.
I didn't know that you physically got it. Well,
Yeah. I saw it on Walmart and I was like, okay,
fun.
it was $10 at Walmart. So I was like, great. Better than going to a
Walmart.
bookstore.
Wow.
The Walmart here has a really good book selection. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't actually know what Priory of the Orange Tree is about other than lesbians.
It
That's
has
all I
dragons
know.
in it. I know it has lesbians and dragons. That's it.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed.
That's all
That's
I
who
needed.
needs anything else? My goodness.
So I will learn what it's about and I will tell you. All right, my next one is kind of I actually so I'm not a huge fan of like redesigns depending on like what the book is,
Just thought of
but and
another.
I,
I just thought of
I've told
another.
I've told Bianca this, but I really like the first redesign of the Unwind series because the original covers weren't bad, but they were not my favorite. And the most re like the newest cover design, it's not terrible either, but it's very busy and it's a lot to look at. And it makes one big puzzle, so that's really cool. But the first redesign is really cool because they use the covers to match both the story and they added textures to the books, to the covers. So the first book is kind of like this white, almost like saran wrap kind of looking cover, kind of like a tarp, I guess, or something. And it feels that way. It's very smooth and pristine feeling.
I see. I see.
And
Okay.
then the next book, Unholy, has like a leather design cover, which represents Cam. That's a whole thing. And the cover feels like leather, which is really cool. And then
Ah.
Unsold it's a gravel road with Connor and Lev in their story and them being on the run or whatever, and it feels like gravel. It's not a great texture to have for a book cover. It's very, if you have a thing about textures, be careful of that one. But it's really cool. And then the last one, Undivided, looks like metal, feels like metal. And then Unbound, which is like the anthology collection book thingy, it has like this stitching on the cover and it feels like actual stitching. And it's really, oh, excuse me, it's really cool. Those are my favorite
Ah.
covers.
It took me a minute to find it because I initially found the one that like kind of interconnects and then makes like
Mhm.
the whole body.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing there's this one. I don't know if this is like a concept. Oh, is it for Libby? It's for the ebook. And it is, I'm gonna send you a screenshot and send it to you so that you can see it. It's like
Mm,
in those, like when you get like dolls or something, or the
mm.
little paper dolls, whatever, and you like pop out the pieces. And
Oh.
it's like when you're like putting together like model things, and it's like the little
Mhm.
pieces of like bodies in plastic. That's
Yeah.
cool. And that's for the ebook on
Yeah.
Libby.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
I don't mind the one that makes the whole body, but it's very busy and it's a lot to look at, so it's not my favorite.
Hmm.
Um, but the first redesign, those are my favorites. I love them. Those are the copies that I have.
Pretty cool. My next one is another one that I own that I can go grab.
I don't think y'all, okay, just so y'all realize, Bianca does not own a lot of books. So a lot of the books that she reads come from Kindle Unlimited or libraries. So she does not have a lot of physical book copies.
I
And I think
don't.
I know what cover that is.
So once upon a time when I was still living at home when I was like 17, I had literally like 400 books and they were all crammed into my bedroom. I donated a lot of them. I have probably somewhere around 200 now. You say I don't have a lot of books, but like in
Compared to what you
comparison,
did have, you don't have a lot.
yes. And in comparison to how much I read, I don't have a lot of books. Do I want to own all of the books that I read? Absolutely. I just don't have the room. I just
Yeah.
got this bookshelf at the beginning of the year. Before I had these little itty bitty shelves, okay, that couldn't fit anything. So, I'm doing my best. So, I don't have a whole lot of physical books. Most of what I read is Kindle Unlimited, Libby, Hoopla, audiobooks, you name it. But, if I could own more books, I would. One day I will have a house and I will have physical copies. Okay. Now, this next cover. As I say every single time we bring up this author, I know that she has problems. I know she has problems. Okay. I'm allowed to be nostalgic. Clockwork Princess. This is still, to this day, one of my favorite covers ever, and it's gonna be backwards for you guys. It's fine, but I love this cover. It is so beautiful. I love all of her covers, to be completely honest with you. Like, I think they're very well done. I like that they kind of interconnect with each other. I also just realized that this says Collector's First Edition.
Nice.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that I was fancy. But out like in the Infernal Devices series, this is by far my favorite. And I love it so much. And to be completely honest with you, I might reread these again sometime soon. Because I'm just in a rereading mood and I just love them. I love
I
them.
think an
But also
honorable
like
mention for like Cassie Clare's books is Clockwork Prince, the one with Jem and the white with like his violin. I love that version of the cover.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen that one?
Here I
Dude,
go.
It's so pretty. I love it. Like he's sitting on the ground and he's like has his violin and it's my favorite cover of hers. I love Clockwork Princess, but the prince, ooh, I love it. It's very pretty.
I
It's one of my favorites. Do you need me to send you a screenshot?
Yeah, I'm not finding it. Clockwork Prince redesign cover?
It's not really a redesign. I mean, it might be. I think it's with the box set, like with the paperback box sets.
I don't have any of these. This is why. I knew
I don't
that
have
you
any of them either.
had,
I
well,
don't have this cover.
you have the ones for the Mortal Instruments. I know that much.
Yeah,
Or
I do
like
have
you
the
have
box set for
like,
that.
yeah. But I have never seen this before. That is really cute. I say cute like it's not beautiful.
I was about to say, is that
It's
all you're
not
gonna say
gorgeous.
about it? It's the prettiest cover I have ever seen. I love it. It's my favorite Cassie Clare cover.
This series just holds a special place in my heart. Oh, Clockwork Princess. Anyway, okay. What's your next one?
And this is I don't want to say this is my last one, but it is kind of my last one. I have like a point five, kind of just like something that I love about covers in general and what they do sometimes, but we can get to that. My next one is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thau. I love that cover because it's very simplistic and it's split right down the middle, and there's pink on one side and there's blue on the other, and it just tells you the overall vibe of the book itself, and it's a very pretty cover. I love it. I saw it in Target and I was like, "Oh, interesting." And then I read the cover, or I read like the inside flap of the cover, and I was like, "That sounds absolutely devastating." Yes, thank you. And I bought it.
How do
So,
you move forward when everything you love is on the line? Ouch.
yeah, her boyfriend's dead, and she calls his voicemail to hear his voice.
Ugh. Goes to Goodreads. You've reached Sam.
I
Add
haven't
to
read it yet
want to
because
read.
it sounds terribly heartbreaking. So I'm waiting. I've been putting it off, but I'm looking forward to reading it just because of how upsetting it sounds.
I
This makes
mean,
it sounds wonderful, so
ouch. Maybe I'll read it when I want to cry my flippin' eyeballs out.
yeah. But the cover is
Um,
pretty. I really like the cover, so
I only have two covers that I hate that I could think of. I'm sure I have more,
mm,
but only two that I could think of, and they were during this episode where I've just been like, oh my God, I remember one and I typed it down. And then I have like general like cover icks. So the very first one is Gothicana by Rue Nix. I'm gonna bring this book up anytime I can about how fucking terrible it is. I specifically the redesign cover
mm.
is so bad, and you want to know why it's bad?
I've seen the
It's
original cover. The
AI.
original cover is very interesting, but
The original
that's
cover is pretty good. I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. It's fine. The redesigned cover literally is AI. Like someone on TikTok did a whole deep dive about it. If you um zoom in on different parts, you can literally see where there's just like random shit like floating on the edges of the fence, the gate. You can see that like oh my God, it's just so bad. Like yeah, it's
oh,
literally AI. It was made with AI art. It's not actual art.
yeah.
I I'll put some arrows pointing at the pieces that look bad. It just don't like okay, if you're gonna use AI, at least try, but also maybe don't do that because there are real, actual, alive, talented artists
Yeah.
that can make covers and make these books look nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Do what Elise
there
Cola does.
is exactly. There is another cover, and it is the purple version, which is a good cover. Like,
Mm.
objectively, that's a pretty good cover. I don't know if it's AI or not. I don't think so. It doesn't look like it, but it's like with purple flowers, and then it's got like these pointy bits. And that one is pretty cool looking. But like the redesign AI cover is literally just trash. It's hot ass fucking garbage. I really just don't understand. And now I'm looking at this other cover for a different language. It looks like maybe Polish, and it has the title in red and everything else is black. And the skulls that are on the right-hand side of this cover, I'm gonna send it to you. They look like skulls that
So I
people have
found it.
found for like
Oh,
Neanderthals. Why do the skulls look like that? They like it Neanderthals? Gorillas? Why do they look like that?
I, that's not okay.
What language is that? It looks like Polish. I could be
I
wrong.
don't know. I don't
It
know
is
a whole
Polish.
lot
Oh
of
my
it.
God.
Nice.
I don't even know Polish and I am part Polish. Yeah. But like it's bad. Also, I'm not paying $35 for a paperback. You got me so fucked up.
Yeah, that's
This is
no.
going to be like another topic on another episode, but the pricing of books and how drastically it has changed over
Oh
the
yeah,
past couple of
dude.
years. Um if books get any more expensive, I'm going to kill myself. This is why all of my books are on Kindle Unlimited because I literally can't afford anything because books are so
Dude.
expensive. But yes. So Gothicana, Bethany said that she didn't have any covers that she hated, but she is going to agree with me on this one, the redesigns for Twilight.
Yes. Absolutely. 100%. Why?
L- Like we've known that they've been out for a while, but I just saw a video yesterday on TikTok of someone saying, "You want to know why they're so bad? It's because Stephanie Meyer made them." Who let her do that?
I and like it's not like anything changed except for the titles.
Like, you literally just blew up the font, you sliced the words in half, and then you moved the stuff in the background. So you made the stuff in the background bigger. You literally didn't like actually do anything. You didn't change anything substantial. You like you could have done so many things. You could have done so many things with this, but instead you decided to do that and you thought that you were being groundbreaking and newsflash, you're not. Also, why on earth did you decide to make a gender bent Twilight? Of all things that you could have come out with, a gender bent Twilight. Please, for the love of God, like, come on. You
She
could have been
okay,
giving me a sequel to The Host, but no, you gave me gender bent Twilight, you whore.
she did it to prove that the Twilight series wasn't sexist, but when she rewrote it, she changed everything and proved the point that the readers were trying to make.
Don't you just love that?
It's wonderful. Yeah. Because, like, it was, I don't remember the specific scene that a creator on TikTok pointed out, but they made gender bent Bella be all like up in arms about being masculine and being a man and not liking that gender bent Edward was stronger than him. And I'm like, so you just proved everyone's point about the books being sexist, but okay, that's fine. Go for it. All right.
I refuse. I refuse. Okay, now our cover X. What ones do you have?
I I'm gonna start this off with something that I love that covers do. just like
Yes.
in general. So I own an ungodly amount of box sets, and that is because not just because I like the covers, but um the covers that come with box sets, I love how uniform they all are. And so like the Mortal Instruments, Infernal Devices, and there's another set of covers that I have. I don't remember which one it is, but they like kind of like all form a picture on the spines, and I love it. I love it when they do that. Um, so that's just a general thing that I love that covers do, just in general when it comes in box sets.
I
Love it
also
when they
like
do that.
box sets. I only own
I'm about to count how many
one.
I own.
I only own one. I only have um the Maze Runner. I only have the Maze Runner as a box set. I would like more though. I think that they're really cool. I have bought you a box set. Um, but I only have one because I'm really lame. How many do you have? Like 15,
I have
37?
17 box sets.
Yeah, that checks out. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I have 17 box sets.
I would like more. We'll get there eventually. I would also just like more physical books in general.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think I have anything for like things that I really love that covers do. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Mm.
One thing that I really hate is when covers will change halfway through a series
That
and
doesn't bother
then
me.
like I don't care like if I'm owning them. However, like aesthetically it's just irritating because it's like, I would like to finish out what it's supposed to look like, but if you're changing it like mid-series and then, the first two books are just like forever, they have these old covers, but then the new ones never have those old covers. It just makes me sad because it's like what could have
Yeah.
been.
I mean, I think that's more of just like a publisher change than
Mm.
like the design of the covers specifically, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a big thing that happens if they change publishers within like halfway through the series. The covers are going to change just because
Mm.
the cover artist within the different publishing houses change. But like, I'm not a big, it doesn't really bother me. I have so many mismatched covers, and it's just, I like, it really doesn't bother me. I don't care that if my books are like different heights either. Like I have the paperback for Cruel Prince and Wicked King, and then I have the hardcover for Queen of Nothing. So like it's not even, it's not level. I don't care. My covers for the Gone books don't match up. I don't care. I don't care.
I have the paperback versions for the original trilogy in the Mortal Instruments, and then I have hardcover for the last three. And I have paperback for Clockwork Angel and hardcover for the other two. So like I really
Mm,
don't care. I don't know. It kind of just like irritates me, but it's not like it's gonna keep me from buying the books. Like I'm not
yeah.
like some people that are like, no, they all have to be the same size, they have to be the same, blah 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 blah. Blah. I
I'm gonna
really
spend
don't care about
$100
that.
on this one copy on eBay just because it matches my other covers.
Which, like,
No,
to each their own, but
yeah.
couldn't be me, man. Couldn't
As
be
long
me.
as I have the story, I don't care.
That's what
I
matters,
really don't care.
Um, I don't, the only other ick that I can think of is just any romance novel. Any romance novel that has a cartoon cover. Cartoon people. Like, and it is so many at this point. It's like a trend now. There are so many different frickin' cartoon character covers for romance novels. And it's to the point that now
They
these
all
books are
look the
being
same.
mistaken. They all look the same. Okay. They're all for white people. It's always white people on the cover. It's always some mundane contemporary romance. Like Icebreaker has, hockey player and a figure skater, but they're just like dressed like normal people on the cover. That one with the golf player, who's a bad boy,
The bad boy golfer.
whatever, bad boy golfer.
Touch her and
And
you die.
God,
Gonna beat you with my golf
there's
club.
so many. Now, the only one that I find acceptable for this is Morbidly Yours. Like that one is like a cartoony one. However, like it has a freaking tombstone that
Mm,
they're leaning on. So like
yeah.
maybe children will realize, maybe don't read that. But for the most part, like these books are being mistaken as being like young adult books. So they're putting them into the children's sections. And there are 13-year-olds reading Icebreaker. Now, I read some heavy, heavy fanfic smut back in the day. Okay. I used to read this shit during gym about Harry Styles and all that nonsense. But I wasn't finding that shit in the kids section at Walmart.
Yeah.
Not to mention, the I was finding it online. It wasn't like published books. It didn't have, child-friendly covers. Most of them were really badly photoshopped. Really, really badly photoshopped. I would
Yeah.
know because I used to make covers and I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
write really bad fanfics.
Same. Yeah.
But I don't think that it's appropriate to be putting them in the area for children. And kids are going to read what kids are going to read. Kids are going to be sneaky. I've been there. I have done that, and I completely get it. I understand that it's going to happen. However, maybe do a little bit to make it not happen. 13-year-olds
Yeah.
don't need to be reading smut in the middle of math class.
Yeah. Mm,
Thanks.
yeah. I I mean, I don't read romance, but the what really gets me, I'm not really a big like hard no on like the cartoon covers just because like I don't read it. I'm not the demographic anyway, so like I get it. It shouldn't be like in the YA like children's section and whatever. But what really gets me is when the cartoon covers are bad. So
Yeah.
like I okay, we got to talk about the people on red, white, and royal blue. The
Listen.
covers, the
Listen, I
people
didn't
drawn
look
it.
at
They're
it
they
that
you,
close.
you they oh I can't take that book seriously if I look at the people. I can't do it. It's not great. But their
He's like looking
faces
from the side.
are so unsettling. I don't like it.
Like, why do you look like that? Yes, it is bad. Um, there, God, the cartoon cover for that one flippin' like parody book about Taylor Swift by Ivy Smoke. I don't remember what the name of the book was, but Ivy Smoke, and she wrote it about Taylor Swift, and it was a fanfic, and it's not on here. What the biscuits was that called? Ivy Smoke. Ivy
How do you
Smoke.
feel about real people on covers?
I hate it.
I mean, that's fair. I
I
I mean, I can't say that like it
roughing.
bothers me because it really doesn't, but like my God, like I have three of the books from the Gone series that have real people on them, and I just kind of like ignore them because it feels like they're staring into my soul.
Yeah. I used to be really obsessed with like if a book became a TV show or a movie, I really wanted the cover because I really liked the actors. So for The Vampire Diaries, Do I still have those books or did I give them away? I think I may have given those away, but I had like the first two books with the show covers because I loved Ian Somerhalder so much. The book that I was trying to find by Ivy Smoke, Roughing the Princess, the one about Taylor Swift, and like the art on here is so bad. And why does her butt look like that? I hate it. It's like, that trend that people had with like the yoga pants that like went up your butt crack to make your butt look round. That's what
Yeah.
her butt looks like on here. Roughing the
Oh,
Princess. Like, shut up.
yeah. That's okay.
Don't
That's
you love it?
okay. All
But yeah,
right.
when it's
That's
really bad like that. And there is another book that she wrote called Single Girl Rules. And on here it says hashtag ho ho ho. And there is a girl in like candy striped ribbons. It's like lingerie, and her bits are barely covered, and she's in like candy cane boots. And why is the art so bad? Why is it so bad? Why does her face look like that? Good gracious alive, she's taken Ozempic. Single
the
girl
other
rules.
covers are interesting because there's hashtag BFF, hashtag banana party, and then
Hashtag
hashtag
goddess
goddess
contest.
contest.
Where is banana party? I see BFF. Where's banana
Hashtag
party?
three-headed monster.
All right. Hashtag banana party book. Like what even? I they're all okay, no, hold on. Hashtag banana party and hashtag ho ho ho. That's the same body, just with a different
Yeah.
outfit. Wait, they're all the same body with different outfits. Ew. The one for hashtag BFF, why do her feet look like that? Her foot is like straight down. Why
Yeah.
is what the fuck is this? What is this? Hashtag three-headed monster. Girl, what did you write? You couldn't come up with anything else or any other cover? Like, oh my God. I hate it. Okay. I don't have any more book ick, well, not book icks, but like cover icks. I think I just found all of them with those couple of covers.
Yeah, that's fair.
I found them all
That's
and
very fair.
my eyeballs burn.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I'm trying
that
I'm looking at my books to see. Oh, I like kind of just like an honorable mention. I like the Aurora Cycle books except for the last one. The
I
last
have not
cover
read those.
is really creepy. I don't like it. The first two are great. They're really pretty. The last one, dude is staring into my soul, and I feel like he's going to jump off of the cover and eat me.
I don't like that.
I will send you a picture of the cover. It is, it's, it's, it's rough.
That is unfortunate. I am patiently waiting. What does this cover look like? Let's see. Oh, excuse me. I, yeah, like real
Okay,
people.
the green one is the last one.
That's scary.
Yes.
Isn't this by the guy that we don't like?
Yeah, the only reason I'm
Yeah,
reading it is because he has a female co-author, and I feel like I can trust her just a little bit, but I'm not reading anything by Jay Kristoff
that's fair.
that he wrote by himself.
That, I don't like his eyeballs in here. His eyeballs are
No.
scary.
Yeah. But like the first two are fine. But anyway,
Man.
I just wanted to throw that out there. There are like special edition covers that are really nice too. Like the pink and white Six Crimson Cranes covers that I
Mhm.
really like. Those are really pretty. But
Mhm.
and aside from that, I don't really have anything else to mention.
If I see it and I like it, I read it. I see it, I like it, I
Like it,
want it,
I
I
want it,
got it.
I got it. Yeah.
But I don't pay attention to a lot of covers. Like I say I judge books based on their cover and that makes me read them, but then I just really don't care. But if it's a really ugly cover, I'm not reading that damn book. I'm not doing it, I'm sorry. I have
Yeah,
some
I mean that's
standards.
fair. Yeah.
Well, I believe that that is all we have for today, ladies and germs. So thank you for listening to this episode of Narrative Notions. You can find us on YouTube or Spotify, depending on whether or not you want to see our faces. We definitely have some beautiful ones, and we will see you in the next episode with the rest of our shenanigans. Goodbye!
Goodbye.